Hey, it's me, WWE Hall of Famer from the LOD, Road Warrior Animal. And you.
Yeah, I gotta do this when? Now? I'm watching a match. What is now? Now is, oh, now. Yeah. Thanks. Hey, this is the Pharaoh from Monte The Pharaoh. I just want to say thank you to our subscribers as we now have hit the 10,000 plateau. Thank you to all our subscribers out there. But I'm going to ask our subscribers to take the next step for us and become a full-fledged YouTube Monte The Pharaoh member. Yes, that's right, folks. You can check it out. We've got 3 different levels. There's free shirts. There's free autographs. There's all sorts of perks for our members. There is nothing more we enjoy than giving you this program. And to do that, we need your support, and we appreciate your support. This is Jimmy Pharaoh, and don't forget to check out Monte The Pharaoh every Thursday from Indie Music TV and on Cablevision here locally in New York. Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh. Later. Is that good enough for you? Can I finish this? Lesnar's killing him. I'm pissed. Yes.
All right, welcome to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, seen here out of Indie Music TV out of Long Island, New York, and we're back, and we are so happy to have everybody out there. I want to give a shout out. 802, what's up? We were just talking about you, man.
802.
Dan Crusader, how are you? Maria, good to see you. One of our sponsors, ESO Creative. What's up, my friend?
Oh, by
Phil
the way,
Piscara, how are you? C4. Can you let me talk with these shout outs?
Go ahead, get him in.
We are so glad to have you guys back. We're so glad to be back on the air.
ESO Creative kicks ass, man.
What happened?
ESO Creative kicks
Talk
ass.
about them, bro.
Did you see the Macho Man Monte The Pharaoh thing that they're doing there?
Oh my God!
That's amazing.
Tell the fans what's going on with that.
It's the old classic Macho Man.
Stingers,
design.
what's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, Stinger? It's the old classic Macho Man design, but it's Monte The Pharaoh. It's kind of cool.
So ESO came out with
I like it.
with a limited edition.
Nice. It's nice.
A limited edition Monte The Pharaoh T-shirt with that Macho Man, like you said.
It's pretty sweet.
So that they're a sponsor of ours. They're a screen printer, and they do all these crazy looking shirts and stuff like that. We've got to actually put their ads up through their thing.
Sure.
They got a lot of stuff going on.
Sure, their name is perfect because they are creative. ESO Creative. Excellent.
ESO Creative.
Excellent.
.com.
There you go.
Guys, really good screen printer if you want to get shirts done. A lot of companies out there actually have some quoting to get from him for an actual another customer of mine, so I have to have a discussion there.
Alrighty then.
But anyway, so
what do you got?
1 year ago.
1 year ago.
Road Warrior Animal passed away. In fact, I think we had a show the day after with PWI, Master Man, to discuss that. Thoughts?
It's never really fully registered with me that he's gone. The biggest reason being that when he came in, he was like the pinnacle of health. He looked great.
Oh, yeah.
He was still in great shape.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like such a shock. I'm not sure it's ever fully registered, to be very honest. And he was the coolest guy too, wasn't he? How cool was he?
He
was awesome.
It's hard to explain. When he came in the studio, he was almost bigger than life in a lot of ways.
He
right?
was, but yet he was so humble. He was so real. He was like, there was not 1 ounce of phony in that guy. You know?
So we interviewed Bill Apter.
Yeah.
After during that, right after he passed, the day
Right.
after. It wasn't planned. We had a show set up.
Fortunately, that's
Bill
the way
had
it
some
turned
really
out.
wonderful things to say about him.
Yep. Another great interview, by the way, with Mr. Raptor.
If anyone doesn't remember, we were suspended from YouTube, so we could only broadcast on our cable network, on indiemusictv.com, Twitch, and Facebook. We had a great weekend this weekend. We had DC Drake and Damian Kane. Thoughts on that?
Well, that was actually very different because most of our guests don't stay in character for the most part the entire interview, and that's exactly what we got here from Damian Kane. You know,
Different, 3 different types of interviews for sure.
My God, they couldn't have been more different, and they were all excellent. I really enjoyed all 3 of them, all the guests. DC Drake, great guy. You know, just saying.
Oh, unbelievable.
DC Drake was a real gentleman, really nice guy, and a really caring individual. He does a lot of work for rehabilitation with folks, and I almost wish we could have asked him some more questions.
I was about to say that if there's one thing that we kind of missed out, that we had so much to talk to him about, it would have been wonderful.
Yeah, he's
Abdul
a good man.
the Butcher.
Oh my God, that was just so classic. Abby's looking pretty good. All things, I think he's lost some weight. You know, he was really jovial. He was glad to see us. We must just put him in a good mood because he's not normally like that in other interviews. But when he's with us, for some reason, it turns into the slapstick hour, which I love personally. So I thought he was excellent, and he was in good spirits. I do believe he brought family with him this time.
Rob Van Dam.
Please, perfection. To me, perfection.
Perfection.
802
said all 3 great interviews.
Thank you, 802. Thank you, sir. That was amazing. And you know what? It's such a great feeling when now you know that RVD is one of my absolute favorite wrestlers ever.
Absolutely.
It's so great when you really, really enjoy someone's work and they come in and not only do they not disappoint you, they exceed your expectations. And that's exactly what RVD did. What a cool guy. He really is the whole effing show.
He is. I mean, I got to tell you, for me personally, that was one of my favorite interviews.
Great.
We just bull crapped about a lot of different things. Not even bull crap. He was just dropping knowledge.
Did you ever realize what a smart dude RVD is?
CP4 says great interviews. Maria
Thank you.
Davis says you guys put out the best interviews. Thank
Maria,
you.
thank you.
Dan Crusader, Road Warrior Animal's son had an amazing career story. Probably has great stories about his father. Yeah, probably.
I would think so.
Fantastic.
I would think so.
Tommy Dreamer, what the F were you thinking? Well, we'll get into that a
Oh,
little bit.
we
guys.
sure
We'll get
will.
that.
You know. Oh, by the way, when we do, Tommy, hold your ears. We don't want to upset you. All right, go on. We wouldn't want to upset
All
Tommy.
right, so a little bit of news, Pharaoh. And by the way, if anyone didn't know, this is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh.
Oh, hello out there in TV land.
And at the mic is the infamous, most famous producer of all time, Mr. Matthew Ice. Matty, how are you?
All righty.
So, I'm sorry, a little excited about being back on YouTube. I don't know why.
I know why. Because
Stinger says the Van Damme interview was the best. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, bro.
I got one more shout out to ESO Creative, dude. That company has done such a good job by this show.
I love what they do.
And boy, the stuff they make,
awesome.
It's like, guys, go on that website, check out those shirts.
By all means.
And on the table again, just giving some of our sponsors who make this show possible. GFW, Good Effin' Wine. Under the Table Hot Sauce. We've got Logistics Company. We got a whole bunch. Guys, you could just call our sponsors. Use their stuff, man.
There you
Rick
go.
B in the house. How are you?
What's up, Rick?
All right, so anyway, news. County coroner confirms human remains found in Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park are of Gabby Petito.
Oh, come on.
And ruled her death a homicide. It's not yet clear how exactly she died.
Not yet.
That's pending more analysis. The FBI's prime person of interest is her fiancé, Mr. Brian
Laundrie.
Yep.
Brian Laundrie, who's got a lot of dirty laundry, apparently.
And
Go
he's
on.
been missing for more than a week, going on a hike at a sprawling nature preserve.
What's this here? Gabby's family is now threatening legal action against Laundrie's family. I'm going to call him Laundrie because he's got a lot of dirty laundry.
Sure.
Threatening legal action against Laundrie's family lawyer, claiming that he's using pictures of Gabby without their permission to promote his legal practice. Does this, since he's not officially been snagged yet and all of that other stuff, does this scumbag have no boundaries? Meaning, what is it? He's using Gabby's pictures to promote the legal practice?
So
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just play
And don't tell me the butler did it.
All right. Well, can I play devil's advocate with you?
All right, go ahead.
In this country,
Yeah.
you are innocent
Sure.
until proven guilty.
That's true. That's true. That's true. You know, Charles Manson never touched anybody. So
Understood, but
unless his name was Shorty Shea, then he did. But that's a whole nother story.
all seriousness, Pharaoh. Innocent to proven guilty.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So
A mess. Welcome back, brother.
What? Absolutely. What's your take on this? Since innocent till proven, what's your opinion on it?
Hard, as I believe in the rules of this country.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, we talk about Abdul the Butcher, right?
Yeah.
The Abdul interview that we had with him. Many
Right.
fans asked why, and I guess they're used to us asking hard questions.
Sure.
Why we did not ask Abdullah about the hepatitis C issue.
Can I answer that?
I'm asking you.
Okay. The reason why we didn't, and it's funny too, because it was on our sheet that we were going to ask him about Hannibal. But if you watch the interview, you can see that Abby's basically one liner after another, and the feel, because we get a feel for who we're interviewing. Just like the fans at home get a feel for the interview we're conducting.
Right.
I could tell he wasn't going to answer that. It was going to turn into, you guys, all you gave me was wine and hot sauce.
Good imitation.
I don't think we would have gotten anywhere. So I really felt like it would have been 5 minutes of more jokes and wasted air.
Or
You
maybe
know what I
just
mean?
make someone angry, right?
I don't want to make Abdullah angry, but then again, that's never stopped us before.
No, but
I don't really
I guess
think that was
I
the
guess my
primary
point
motive.
is
We
this.
don't, if you get mad,
If you
then
really look
move
at
on
the
to the
human
next
being
question.
that Abdul the Butcher is,
Yeah.
he's clearly very guarded.
Yes.
And if you guys heard the interview where he goes,
Yeah.
2 times he said, people are going to talk bad. It doesn't bother me. It clearly bothers the man.
Yeah, he's
You
not-
can see through,
Yeah.
I don't want to call it smoke and mirrors, but
No,
the
and there's nothing-
mirage
there's
that
nothing wrong with that.
is put up.
Right.
He's human, man.
Absolutely.
We
he
all
is.
hurt. We all pain.
Absolutely.
But
I
back
just
to
felt we weren't going to get anywhere if we asked the question,
Loose Canna, what's up, my friend?
Loose cannon, what's going on?
Back to the point.
Yo.
Girl's been murdered.
Yeah.
The son
Long Island girl, no less. Grr. Go on.
son goes. The boyfriend, fiance goes on a hike and disappears.
Right.
Comes home without her.
Right.
Everything looks like he's guilty.
It's looking terrible. Come on. Okay.
But again, I'm going to ask you,
what
happened to this country, or maybe it's always been like this, where it seems that you're guilty till proven innocent?
It's always been like that. You know that. Come on. It's always been like that. That's just, it's human nature. You look at the facts and you go, give me a break. That's what we all do this.
Sure.
So I don't think it's changed one bit. The process is still the same, though. Innocent until proven guilty. But in the eyes of public opinion, to the guillotine. You know what I mean? It ain't looking good. It is not looking good.
World Championship Wrestling Syndicate. Welcome, my friend. Always good to see you, too.
Nice.
All right, well, we'd like to thank the band that sings the theme song for Monte The Pharaoh, Jimmy Farrow's own band, Wisteria Hall, along with his partner, Bart Griggs. They sing such great songs as In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain. You can find their music on the Wisteria Hall YouTube page. Please give them a thumbs up, a like, and a subscribe. Get their music on.
And also, now, Finest Hour, the Tony Atlas theme.
Oh, you know what?
Come on.
Thank you.
Come on now.
We want to thank everybody that made the first episode of Tuesdays with Tony
There you
Atlas
go.
a very successful show.
That was a great show. Enjoyed that.
I'll share a little news with everybody.
Great job, Tony.
Which I think is really cool. That Tony, I actually was contacted, and you were contacted.
There you go.
That there is a
Film company.
that
Yeah.
is interested, and they
Yeah.
contacted us
Working with
to
Tony.
work with Tony and
Right.
put him in a movie. So
Right.
right now, we are assisting Tony
Yeah.
with signing up with this film company.
Yes, sir.
So, guys, please keep the support up for Tony Atlas. And
There you
let's not forget, starting in October, UWF star, remember the old UWF,
Herb
our own
Abrams, baby.
Sunny Beach will also have a weekly show
Awesome.
on this channel.
Awesome.
And there'll be more wrestlers coming onto this channel.
Yep.
One could be a former rocker.
Wow. I'm liking that. I'm
One
really
could be a
liking
former
that.
rocker.
You never know.
And guys, the concept behind that thing, it's not an interview show. They're just going to tell their stories. And then as they become acclimated with this whole venue and genre, right, then they're going to go live. And they're going to want to answer your questions. So you'll get to just ask them all the questions they want.
Nice.
So as Tony gets acclimated, we're going to get this all going together. Yeah, Joe, wow, I'm happy for Tony. So are we.
Yep.
He is very excited. C4P Vivid Video, no. It's an actual production studio that wants
Vivid
to,
Video?
Yeah.
That's great.
It's pretty funny.
It's titties with Tony. That's fantastic.
Terrible. What is wrong with you, man?
A lot's wrong with me, okay?
It's actually
Vivid Video. That's
Actually, if I
hilarious.
could let people know, it's a karate flick.
Ah, nice.
It's an actual karate action
a
flick.
judo chop.
But anyway, back to Wisteria Hall. Please go to Wisteria Hall YouTube page. It'll thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Go to the Apple Music or Reverb Nation. Download their music.
There you go.
Man, I told you, I love your guys' music.
Thank you so
If you didn't
much,
know it,
man.
you are watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte the Pharaoh. You can catch us on the Monte the Pharaoh YouTube page, where we're recently off suspension. The Monte the Pharaoh Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. Catch us on the Monte the Pharaoh Twitch TV page, channel 115 if you're lucky enough to live in New York.
That's right.
Move to 9:30 to 10 o'clock prime time.
Yep.
And for early risers, channel 20, 6 a.m. to 6:30. Channel 115 and channel 20, 2 a.m. to 2:30.
Pharaoh time.
We'll be right back after this commercial break where we discuss Tommy Dreamer's worst nightmare.
See you in a sec.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Hi, it's John from Under the Table Hot Sauce. I'm here with my friend, the star of the show, Jimmy Farrow.
Yeah, what's up, JB?
Nah, nothing.
It's been a hot summer, and for all your barbecue needs, you can go to underthetablehotsauce.com. 13 unique flavors to choose from, created and bottled in a Long Island kitchen. Underthetablehotsauce.com. Let's go chow, JB.
Let's do it.
All the flavor, twice the burn.
Wrestling fans, now you too can look as cool as Monty and the Pharaoh by wearing the official Monty and the Pharaoh sunglasses at night for $8.99 each. That's only $8.99 each. Now available at montyandthepharaoh.com.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler and broadcast, Monte the Pharaoh, produced out of Indie Music TV. A mess asks, what are your takes of AEW honoring Owen Hart's memory?
That's cool. Well, no problem. That's awesome.
AEW does a good job
That's
of
awesome.
recognizing the old wrestlers.
Right, unless you're Hulk Hogan, where they have a huge double standard, but, never mind that. See, I'm starting trouble.
Wow.
I am starting trouble. We'll
very
never
nice.
have Hulk Hogan on, but you'll have a whole bunch of others on who do
All right,
naughty
guys,
things.
hot spot. As we all know,
Yeah.
wrestler Tommy Dreamer suspended for Dark Side of the Ring comments on the Ric Flair allegations. Wrestler Tommy Dreamer has been suspended indefinitely by Impact Wrestling.
Oh, darn.
And also by Busted Open Radio. Host Dave LaGreca commented on statements made by Tommy Dreamer and on his recent episode of Dark Side of the Ring regarding Ric Flair's conduct on the plane ride from hell. LaGreca did not hold back on criticizing Dreamer, one of three co-hosts of Busted Open Radio, saying his remarks wouldn't be tolerated. I felt that I needed to start off today's show to talk about a few different things. LaGreca said, I'm still quite frankly shocked at what Tommy said. I think that he definitely was out of character, the Tommy that I know. First of all, let's not talk like the guy murdered somebody.
I know,
I mean,
my
let's
God.
not get out of control here.
Yeah, please.
Who has been hosting the show for few years now. And I can't and I will not defend the comments because they're indefensible. Quite frankly, the things Tommy said were Tommy fucked up on Thursday, and that what he said insensitive and won't be tolerated.
Oh, thanks, Captain Morals. Okay, go on. I had to. I don't even know who the hell that is anyway, but go on.
A lot of people say, well, in 2021, you can't say this. It doesn't matter if it's 2021, 1998, or 1985.
Wrong! 1985, you could say it all day long. Next.
Really?
Sure.
Elaborate.
1985, everybody made fun of everybody, and everybody got over it in 2 seconds by countering with something to say about them.
Well, as a father, as a husband,
Those were the days.
Knowing my daughter now has just turned 18, and she's about to go into the world and start college soon,
Fair
and now
enough.
working, these are things that I worry about my own family.
Fair
and
enough.
people who had to worry about for this year and just fuck it, whatever. But okay.
Now, hold on a
Hold
second.
on.
He's
I got something to say
Oh,
here.
please, by all means, but geez.
This is the same guy that every time Ric Flair comes on, he goes, "Oh my God, Ric Flair, you're the greatest guy ever." Are you going to ban Ric Flair from your fucking show?
Or are you
Rick
going to
Recca?
let him wave his wiener like a helicopter?
Oh no, yeah, it's,
You know?
but it's Ric Flair. He's the greatest of all time.
Oh, that's okay then. Woo. Hypocrite.
Yes.
Freaking hypocrite.
Hypocrite.
Oh, and by the way, if you're so concerned about your daughter, why does every other sentence got to start with effing? Since you want to play the high ground. No? Let me tell you, if I don't have any daughter, well, that's a long story. Once upon a time there was one. But, you know, if I had one, I certainly wouldn't be practicing the F-bomb on a regular basis in front of her.
My whole point is, look.
But how about that?
If Tommy Dreamer we were on XM and Tommy Dreamer was on,
Yeah.
you'd probably have to cut him loose for the comments. There's no doubt in my mind, okay?
In today's
there
society,
was
yes.
stupid
Yes.
comments. And,
Yes.
But let's break this down
I
a
get
little
that.
bit. All right.
Absolutely.
First of all, do you remember? Do you know all the comments that were made?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, I watched it.
Can you name some of the comments that he said?
Well,
and
you know
let's get
what?
into it a little
To
bit?
summarize, basically, what he was getting at is just the boys being the boys, which was one of his. Look, it's clear he was defending the boys in the business, and you know what's funny? In a way, Tommy, you shouldn't have bothered because I don't see anybody coming to help you now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Tommy was trying to stick up for the business in his own way. Did it come across insensitive? Yeah, it did. Would he probably like to take back the words? Yeah, he probably would. But I feel like Tommy was downplaying it, which was like, you know, that's a no-no, obviously, from what, but, you know, can we be fair? And I think you said this to me, too. The people who made that Dark Side of the
Very
Ring,
good.
boy, oh boy, did they tailor that to make Tommy look like shit. I mean, honestly. I mean, I felt that they did. And they, of course, made the victim, the woman, out to be, you know, an angel. Which I'm really not. I'm sure somewhere in the middle lies more of the truth, you know. But I do feel like it was like almost made to make him look like shit, you know. I heard Rob Van Dam was even having to explain some of his statements,
Well,
and I didn't see anything wrong that Rob Van Dam said.
Here's
you know?
what Rob Van Dam said.
Go ahead.
That's what guys wanted to see. That's what makes them laugh.
Right.
That was his comment.
He shouldn't have to defend that because honestly, Rob was also the one who said, "Is anybody going to tell everybody this is possibly not okay to be doing?" You know what I mean?
He also said he remembers Flair crowding her and trying to make her touch him and stuff. Dreamer defended Flair, saying that Ric Flair is not going to try to impose his force, any sexual stuff onto anybody. He's just flaunting, styling, and profiling. Ric Flair stuff where everything goes to laugh about it. So, in what world has anyone come from that it's okay to put someone in a situation?
No, it's not.
Where you think it's funny that
Right.
you put your penis
It's not funny.
in their face.
It's not funny.
What world does? All right, first of all, that's why Dreamer needed to be let go.
Right.
Because even
Understood.
to say something that
Totally.
stupid,
Yeah. Yep.
you need to be let go.
Yep.
And like you said, the Dark Side of the Ring made it worse because after he said it, then they put Miss Doyle on.
Oh, they clipped it. So
and
he
Miss
just,
Doyle was like, "Look,
Yep.
I had to live with this the rest of my life."
and that's
we'll get
not,
into her comments in a
that's-
little
that's
bit.
not right either that she had to go through that either. And by the way, though, where are all the heroes on the plane while he's doing this to her, what are they doing?
All right, let me.
What were they all doing?
Maria Davis, great comment.
What do you got,
Pharaoh
Maria?
should address this.
What do you got?
Maria wrote,
Okay.
I read that the airline stewardess had a history of lying and stole.
See, you know what? I discussed it with you, too. Something tells me she's not so poly purebred. Okay? I said that to you off the air. But, of course, I am just speculating. I don't know for sure either way. Hell, I don't know for sure what went on that plane. They could sit there and say, this happened and that happened. I wasn't there.
Background,
I don't know.
If your background's incriminating in
Right.
some sort of way.
Right. Right.
Still doesn't mean that you should be put through.
No.
No. This is not a story like Rob Van Dam. And by the way, Rob wanted to talk about it on the interview on Saturday, but we just never got around to it. And honestly, at that point, I didn't even think it was. Look, if you're a wrestling fan, you heard about this plane flight
For
20 years ago.
Yeah, for years.
It wasn't new news to me.
Right.
Did I know Ric Flair was cornering a lady, or Scott Hall was ripping her shirt off, or
Goldust wasn't very well behaved either.
Exactly.
On this flight. Although, ironically, I think he's the one who got on the mic and told him that might be, maybe come over here, Rick. It's getting a little weird down there. Get over here. But Goldust was also misbehaving terribly from what I, saw on that documentary.
Another clear thing I want to make clear. I know this.
These are grown men too, by the way. Sorry, bro. I just had to. These are grown men. What the hell? What do you think this is?
Let's make something
football
clear.
Camp? What are you guys doing?
Vince McMahon was not on.
But they
those
say it though
flights.
during the documentary.
Again,
so it's false reporting.
That's false reporting.
It's false reporting.
There is no doubt. I personally know for a fact.
Well,
Vince McMahon was not on that flight.
From that,
Linda McMahon was on that flight.
Right.
Vince McMahon wasn't. And to behave like that with Linda McMahon
you gotta be
on
out
the
of your
flight.
mind. Yeah, you got to be crazy to be doing that. But whatever. You know what though? We've said it before, and if this offends certain wrestlers who watch this show, and I know that wrestlers watch this show, you guys are a bunch of spoiled babies. What are you guys doing? You're making that kind of money. This is what you do. I mean, come on. Now, look, I've had a good time too. I've had good times too. Trust me, and I can hang with you guys. Okay. But I wouldn't be doing some of the things I heard about on that plane. What the hell are you guys doing?
But at the expense of abusing another.
That's
human
what
being?
I'm saying. It's like, what the hell are you doing? You're already blessed with sick money and success.
Answer this one. B40 says that.
Yeah, what do you got?
Why is it not allowed to question a woman's motives, especially since she took the payout?
Right.
And out. Dreamer got screwed.
I agree. I did think about that. I'm like, so what happened to the clause, the payout clause? What, did it expire? And now you can throw them under the bus after you took the money? So yeah, I get that. I get what was it, B40? Is that what you said?
Yeah, B40.
I get what they're saying. I totally get what they're saying. Look, somewhere in the middle is probably more the truth, but we're never going to know. It's always going to be he said, she said, this one said, that one said. So we're going to be left to.
It goes back to this. You're with a woman. Mm-hmm. You begin to have intercourse with her.
Okay.
Right? There's actual penetration.
Okay.
All right.
I would hope so if you're beginning to have intercourse. I mean,
and the woman says, stop.
Oh, you better stop.
Do you stop?
You better stop.
Right? That's the right thing to do.
You better.
So just because the stewardess stole.
Right.
And she lied.
Right.
And she took a payout.
You're right.
Still doesn't allow for Ric Flair to do what he did.
Right.
For Scott Hall to do what he did.
Right. Right.
And to be honest with you, for Dreamer to make... Because he made light of it. Mm-hmm. Okay? He deserves what he gets.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, again, I find it very interesting. He was sticking up for the business. You could see it. To me, he was. It's wrong what he was doing, but he was sticking up for the boys, and he was sticking up for the business, and he was saying, "Come on."
And where are the boys for you now, Pop?
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Where are they now?
Tommy stood up for you guys, and what the hell have you done to back
Where's
Tommy?
your partner, LaGreca?
You know what I mean?
He threw the baby with the bathwater right away.
And while he's doing it, Captain Morrill is yelling the F word as he throws it out.
Where's his partner, Bubba Ray?
Yeah, where is Bubba Ray?
Huh? Why isn't he defending the boys?
Where is Bubba Ray?
Why is he not defending Tommy Dreamer? He didn't say a word about Tommy Dreamer.
Actually, he did. He turned to Devon and said, "Devon, get the tables!" And they fucking threw him through a table because this is what it's
with friends
happening.
like that. You don't need friends.
Who needs enemies?
Seriously, I didn't hear Bubba Ray say one word.
Right.
That's your partner. You were in ECW like forever.
That's insane.
That's your radio partner. LaGreca, same thing. Not one of you came to his defense. You bailed out.
They did.
C4P says Flair had the mentality of a college frat boy. We'll say boy. All his life still does. Not saying he should get a pass, but all he did was act like a drunken fool. And
Right.
And
that's
it's
fair.
not like he raped the girl.
No, it's not. It's not, but it's still, look, I'll put it this way. I never had a sister, but if I had a sister and Ric Flair did that to my sister, Ric Flair can no longer go woo, and Ric Flair no longer has a big member because I cut it off. Okay? I don't want to get too graphic here, but, you do not do that. All right? That's all there is to it. All right? And if he did do that, you effing pig. Woo.
Phil
I'll leave it
Descar
at
says,
that.
hold on, this is really another great point. Great points tonight, guys.
Phil's always got
Fantastic.
killer points. What's
It
Phil?
goes to show you the abuse these guys have taken over the years. Dreamer going through the table, stacked from the top. The arena can't help one's thinking.
Right. That could be part of it too, man. That could be part of it too. Look, it's a tight-knit frat until something like this happens, and then you find out maybe it's not so tight because Tommy's been thrown under the bus and everyone's just letting him get backed over.
802, great point. He says Flair was a made man. I guess he could do whatever, according to JR. Where is JR's culpability in that plane flight?
JR, you know what was
Now,
interesting?
Kurt
about-
Hennig got fired off that plane
He sure
flight.
did.
Scott Hall got fired. Ric Flair survived.
You notice Brock Lesnar didn't get touched.
Well, yeah, well.
Right. Well, tell me why you just immediately went well. Because he's like Ric Flair, bought and paid for.
I'm going to disagree with you on that one.
What do you got?
I will tell you that I think, and
They
I
almost
heard it.
hit the emergency
Kurt
door.
Hennig had worn his welcome. He was already
Yes, that's
over the
true.
hill.
And he was a
at that
legendary
point.
kidder,
Right,
and
he was,
jokester.
and probably was getting annoying, according to what I heard.
Right.
And so maybe it's just like, you know what, I'm done with this.
Right.
Brock Lesnar, on the other hand, is your future.
Right.
And it's like, he's getting involved with the wrong idiot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
whatever.
Not to sound like a cold-hearted prick, but obviously Vince McMahon backed the right horse there. You're already have outlived your usefulness, Kurt. You're a problem. Bye, Brock. You're the future. Hello. It might be cold, but that's what Vince did, and it turned out to be financially the right thing to do. But where did it lead?
Hold
Kurt
on, I got a
Hennig,
comment
though?
here. I don't
Poor
understand.
Kurt passed
Ill America.
away.
Hey, fellows. Hello. What did I walk into? We're cutting off members.
He's talking about what I do to Ric Flair if he went near my sister. That'd be the end of the Nature Boy. He wouldn't be so naturous after that. What are you gonna do?
So,
good comment.
did JR
I like
fail?
it. Yeah, JR failed, and he even said he failed. He did say he failed, but he also said what I do agree with. I'm not their babysitter. I gotta freaking be around them all the time. Now I will say this though, JR, you don't get bailed out in this situation because JR was like, I gotta be around them all the time. Well, you were around them. You were on the same damn plane. Get your fat ass to the back and calm them down. What are you doing, JR? You're fired. You know what I mean? But you know what's funny? You can never say anything about JR either, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever say anything bad about JR, it's like talking about the Pope. Bullshit. Bullshit. That was a bad job, JR. You should have gone back there and said, everybody sit your asses down and calm the F down. Enough.
Well, let's makes it a little worse. So
Man, I'm
we
getting
talked
crazy
about
over
Miss
this.
Doyle's past.
Yeah.
Ric Flair had previously denied Miss Doyle's allegations. In
Right.
2004, Doyle and a
Right.
second flight attendant filed a lawsuit against the WWE and
How'd that
several
go?
wrestlers, including Flair, for assault and battery,
How'd that go?
intentional inflection and emotion. Both parties eventually settled out of court.
So there was something to settle over. See, I always believed that when you're settling, there's something to settle over. Was it more like just shut the F up and take this $50? I mean, what was it? I'm sure it was more than $50, by the way. I'm just making a joke.
I understand,
of it, but,
right?
I mean, there must have been something there. No? What do you think?
I agree, 100%.
So
It's certain. Now we get to the point where Tommy Dreamer goes to Twitter and he apologizes for what he had said.
okay.
Why apologize? If you felt strong enough to say this during
Then you
a
stand
thing,
by it.
and why wouldn't you stand by
You
it?
got to stand by your words, man. You got to. Because if you don't, then you immediately look like you are completely in the wrong for doing anything. If this was his opinion, he should have stuck to it. The end.
Do you think this affects future shows, I mean, in next year for Dark Side of the Ring, will these wrestlers say, this isn't worth it? And second question to you, Pharaoh, and the fans out there, I want you to think about this.
Yeah.
Did Tommy Dreamer realize what he said? And if he did he try to get it to be snuffed and pulled out?
I can't answer that. I don't know. You know, Tommy probably, as he was, look, he meant it. You could see that he meant what he was saying. So he probably didn't give it a second thought. But if I was his friends, I would have been like, if before that went on the air, I would have been like, Tommy, you're not looking too good here. You might want to tell them to take that off. You're not looking too good.
Do you think these wrestlers feel like they're just above the law all the time?
Some of them
untouchable?
do. Some of them do. It's pretty obvious that some of them do. Ric Flair clearly thinks he's above a lot of things,
B40, LaGreca has no spine.
No.
If I was Dreamer, I'd make sure a guest on his show dried up real quick. Mm-hmm. It's damn straight, B4.
Yeah, I agree
because
with that.
again, with friends like that,
who needs enemies?
Who needs them?
Right.
Listen, I understand
I
that the show has to make a decision on something like that.
Right.
But I would tell you this. I don't think LaGreca had to even make a statement. It wasn't necessary.
Yeah,
all they had to say, suspended.
Right.
He didn't have to... But for him to go on and chastise his partner,
right.
I would hope if I did something wrong.
If you truly care about somebody,
right.
which I would like to think by now that they've worked together long enough where LaGreca would have some care for Tommy Dreamer. Honestly, I wouldn't have even announced anything. I just would have said, go home. I'll talk to you when this cools the
Well,
F
you
down,
might have to announce it because you have a
whether...
fan base that would be asking. But you can address it in a way where
that he's been placed on leave.
Yeah, right.
And we don't know
or
when
for
he
further
will
investigation.
return or if he will return. Right now, we're looking into it instead of, I'm up here and you're down here and you stay down there and I'm gonna preach to you because I'm Captain Morals.
Well, do you know to this day?
Bite me.
To this day, people don't even know what happened to Triple H yet. We don't know what kind of heart incident he had. You know why? Because they keep the crap under wraps.
They sure do.
You know what? Again, you broke bread with Tommy Dreamer, LaGreca. All right, you're as low as it goes, dude. You are all about yourself, bro, and I gotta mean that 100%.
Absolutely,
honestly.
and if you fans out there who may listen to his torturous bullshit, he's cashing in on this by doing that statement. He knows what he's doing. He's calling attention to himself over the whole thing by chastising Tommy Dreamer. I'm not buying it.
Joe Shipley says nobody forced Dreamer to say moronic things. He did. Absolutely.
That's very true.
But again,
certainly not defending
I'm not
Tommy.
saying stand by a murderer. I'm not saying even the guy that killed that young lady, right? Right?
Innocent until
right.
proven
You're
guilty.
right. You're right. I stand corrected. Thank you.
Okay, go on.
His family is standing behind him.
Right.
There's ways to stand behind people. Right. Again, Tommy Dreamer did not murder anybody. And believe me, people, I can't stand Tommy Dreamer. I think he was the worst wrestler of all time. And I mean that.
I know you do.
I think he's as boring as dry paint. Couldn't stand him in ECW.
You leave dried paint alone.
I know. I'm really.
What are you doing? Dried paint
I'm giving dry paint a bad name.
That's rough. I'm calling Benjamin Moore. This is rough. You leave the dried paint alone. What did it ever do?
802 says I can't stand that show.
There you go.
I can't stand LaGreca. I can't stand Bubba Ray, and I couldn't stand Tommy Dreamer.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
You know what?
That's fine.
But you know what?
I personally love Bubba Ray. Okay, can I say that for the record?
That's
I personally love Bubba Ray. Tommy, I've never hated, but I also feel like Tommy had a quarter's worth of talent and turned it into a $20 bill.
B40 says, LaGreca's been married 4 times. Loyalty is not his thing. You are so right.
How dare LaGreca? How many times did he... What?
4 times.
Good Lord, man.
4 times. 4 times. 4 times.
That was 3. 4 times. That was 4.
There you
now
go.
We got 4. What is he, Booker T of weddings? What the hell is this?
I haven't seen his wives. Has anyone ever seen any pictures of her? Please tell me if his wives are any good looking, because that guy's just a mealy worm.
This is
a mealy worm.
Remember when he introduced himself to us because he wanted to know who we were? You remember that?
That's right.
Oh, hey, what's your guy's name?
How about the time he called me and said, "Hey, Monty, can you call into the show?"
That was great. Yeah.
And then he called second, "Hey, Monty, call into the show."
Oh yeah.
Remember that? And that's true stories.
I certainly do.
Or how about the time we said, "Hey, Tommy Dreamer, you want to come on the show?" And he says, "I hate you guys."
I know he hates us.
We hate you back.
Yeah, whatever. It's all fair in hate and hate. I mean, love and war.
Todd Beecraft says, "I think Dreamer was boring also.
He was boring.
But
He was.
what did Paint do to be compared to Dreamer?
That's what I'm saying.
With that, we got to take a commercial break. I'm so sorry, Paint.
Oh man,
I apologize.
I'm gonna go paint the John. I'll be right back.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence.
Jeff Quest, graphics design, custom vinyl lettering, and all your art and video needs. 516-317-8204. That's for Jeff Quest, graphic design.
And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler and broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV. Matty Ice.
Matty Ice.
Real quick, my friend, being the millennial that you are, Phil Descare says Dutch boy. Yes, absolutely. Jay Bone says Dreamer was a fat hack. Yeah, he was, for sure. Anyway, millennial, thoughts on men not necessarily raping women, because that's not the case, but forcing their
whipping out
will.
Whipping out their wieners and saying,
Oh,
I want you to touch it. What do you think of that?
That happened with a comedian lately. I forget what his name is,
Okay.
but he apologized, like, out in the open. He was like, sorry, I got a power trip off of it. And now he's doing great again. I have no idea how it's possible.
So instead of really, truly apologizing, he kind of like worked it.
He was like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I did it.
That's interesting.
And
it's almost
how
like he used
and
reverse
that's fine.
psychology on people.
Yeah.
And it worked.
And it worked, yeah.
That's weird, dude.
You know,
I mean, I think it's terrible. Like,
agreed.
I don't know what world I don't know where I grew up, but at no point
I know where you grew up.
But my point to you is, like, never would that even cross my mind as if I was rich and famous and every woman was bowing at my feet. I would never do something like that.
No.
Like, what? Like,
me neither.
Hey, I got an idea, Pharaoh. Yeah. While we're on this plane flight, I'm going to take all my clothes off and swing my weenie around. I mean, what is that all about? It's not even funny. Like, if I'm a wrestler, I'm like, oh my God, there's Rick doing his weenie. I mean,
that was another fucked up thing. That was like a tradition for Ric Flair to walk down the ramp.
Well, you saw the 30 to 30
They
thing.
were like, here he comes, woo! And they're applauding. Look, listen, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. And whatever your preferences are sexually, go for it. But me, I'm not like ripping into rounds of applause because you whipped your wiener out. I'm going to tell you to put that thing away. Put it away. I don't want to see your wiener.
All right.
What are you doing?
Jay Bones has a question for you.
Jay Bones.
Do you believe Flair's stories about ring rats, or was he a predator?
I think a bit of both. If folks don't think that women threw themselves at Ric Flair, wake up. Did you ever see Ric Flair back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Did you ever see how he dressed, what kind of shape he was in, and how much of a rock star he was? So I do believe there were many, many times women threw themselves at Ric Flair. When you have that happen to you, not that the Pharaoh would know anything about this, but when you have this sort of thing happen to you, it does change your perception. You start to think way more of yourself than you should. You should keep that shit in check. Okay?
I think part of the
I
problem...
think Ric Flair sometimes probably did become a predator because he was expecting a certain reaction from his groupies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think part of the problem is, just like anything else, if you're growing up and mommy feeds you cake all the time, and you eat cake, and you love cake, and you eat cake, and then all of a sudden you become a fat pig like myself, and then you have to lose weight, You're used to eating cake all the time, and you can't stop.
Okay.
A mess. Wait a minute. I'm
So
sorry.
what are you
Phil
saying,
Descare
then?
said Ken Patera. We should have asked him this.
Okay.
Who roomed with Ric Flair said he used to put it in a hot dog bun with mustard at parties.
laughing?
Now that's pretty funny.
That's hilarious with relish.
That's
Did he
pretty
put some
funny.
relish on? Well, that'd be a little cold on the hot dog, but I can't. Why is this fucking up there? Why is that funny?
Okay.
It is.
So
I don't
we're
know.
gonna get off
It's
the
funny.
subject because we're running out of time.
Okay, we'll get off this
Name
subject.
the guilty parties in this whole giant mess, which was called the plane ride from hell.
The guilty parties.
Yes.
I would say almost everybody on the flipping plane. Almost everybody.
Is Vince McMahon responsible for that plane ride?
Not in my opinion, no.
Linda McMahon.
Not in my opinion, no. JR is. That's
Well, I'm going to give you names and then tell me
Yeah.
why you think they're
Go
good.
ahead.
JR.
JR is responsible for that. He was the head of talent relations. He was supposed to make sure that the flight goes smoothly and that the boys are well behaved, or at least behaving reasonably. Get from point A to point B in one piece, please. You failed. That's an F for JR.
How about Terry Reynolds?
What did Terry Reynolds do?
I'm asking you.
I don't think she did anything. I think she was probably like, it's another day at the office. Terry Reynolds was coming across that way. By the way, she came across that way too. It's another day at the office. These guys do crazy
Rob Van
shit.
Dam.
I don't think he's fine. I don't think he did anything
So you
wrong.
don't think anybody should step up and say stop?
It would have been nice, but let's face it, if Rob Van Dam did, there probably would have been 10 guys going, what the fuck you doing? Sit the fuck back down. Because everybody approved of it. Mostly all those boys approved of that.
Scott Hall.
Scott Hall's guilty as shit. He's guilty as shit. The things he said to her, supposedly, I'm going to fuck you, I'm going to do this to you and that to you. What the fuck are you doing? Put the fucking straw down and take a nap. What the hell are you snorting? You know? And I love Scott Hall, you know I do, but come on, what kind of shit is that? If this is what happened, come on, Scott. You know? Not cool. Who else you got for me? You got anybody else? Brock Lesnar? Just a kid. Kurt Hennig? What the fuck you doing, Kurt? I know, rest in peace, Kurt, I love you. You're a legend and all that other good stuff, but man, you're gonna screw with Brock? What the hell are you gonna
Maria
screw
Davis
with?
says Linda McMahon should have opened her mouth.
Would have been
Family
nice.
Resident.
Something tells me though that she was
something.
being
Wait,
like, not
something
even being
tells me
told.
she did open her mouth and she called Mr. McMahon and said, "Do you know what the fuck is going
I bet
on
you she
your
did.
plane right now?
I bet you she
Once I
did.
get off this shit, you better take care of
And
this.
things
I
were taken-
guarantee
and things
that's
were.
what happened."
And Vince McMahon
And I'm pretty
did a lot
sure
of
she must
shopping.
have said that fucking JR guy. You
Right.
better fire that guy. And maybe
Right.
Vince didn't decide to do that.
Right.
And this is just
Right.
my speculation of
You're
what happened.
probably right about that, but I don't also feel it's Linda's place to go storming into the back, amongst the boys. And does that really seem like Linda anyway? No. I understand that she's the head figure on that plane, but that's a rough one. I really feel that that's what they paid JR the big bucks for.
Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer is obviously guilty. He just thought it was all in good fun. It was all in good fun. Just don't make such a big deal out of it. It's not like he raped anybody. So yeah, at least Rob Van Dam said, at what point is somebody going to say, maybe this is too much? At least Rob Van Dam, while it was happening, he's saying he was questioning it. But of course, RVD's not going to stand up they all would have been like, sit the fuck down. Don't forget, this is a younger Rob Van Dam on a plane filled with some veterans. The Ric Flairs and the Kurt Hennings and the Scott Halls. And Kevin Nash was on this flight. I wonder how much joking Kevin Nash did. I wonder how much laughing Kevin Nash did. He's probably laughing the whole time.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm glad you're my partner because I'm glad I don't have a fucking partner like Dave LaGreca. That's all I
No,
gotta
dude,
say.
you will never find yourself under the bus. Not with me, man. Matter of fact, I like to keep you around because you can throw buses around.
Well, I got to
I'll
be
just
honest.
have you pick up
Bro,
the bus and
I got to
toss
be
it.
honest with you. I wasn't upset with Dreamer. I was just like, you're stupid. You're just dumb.
Yeah.
And you deserve what you get. But when I
guess,
heard that
yeah.
LaGreca bullshit, I was like, what a snaky piece of shit. I got to be honest with you.
I'll tell you, after you reading that statement from LaGreca, it almost makes me hope that Tommy Dreamer puts his ass through a table.
Jay Bones, we're going to end this with your comment. Dreamer, guilty as charged.
Sure, of course.
All right,
Ooh,
guys,
Good
so-
one. That was a great pay-per-view.
So-
Good one there. Guilty as charged, man. That's excellent play
Smart.
on words. Good
Smart.
job, Jay Bones.
AEW Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Brian Danielson, Kenny Omega delivered the dream match, man.
It was
Pharaoh,
fun.
comments.
I enjoyed it very, very much, and I loved the old school ending. I really loved the time limit draw, and I loved how the fans were all like, woo! I thought they were going to melt down all over the place. I thought it was fantastic. Great, great, great. Enjoyed it very much.
Hard to argue with AEW's success.
No,
I'm not a
you're
huge
doing
fan
well.
of theirs, but they are slowly drawing me in.
Good.
And I will tell
Done a
you,
good job.
the biggest part of AEW, in my opinion, are the fans.
The fans are
Like
great.
you said, no
Fans
matter
are
what
great
they
AEW.
do,
Yeah.
what the AEW does, it's the greatest match of all time.
I told
they
you.
react to it like that. And as a fan watching at home, how can't you enjoy that?
I told you, that's what I like about the AEW fans, is that they remind me of the ECW fans. They are so passionate. And when ECW was doing its thing back in the day, it was the crowd as much as the awesome wrestlers that made me want to watch that show. The passion was on such a level that at that time I had never seen before. Passion like that. Now it's alive again, and it's in AEW. Bravo. Bravo.
Is the WWE fan not as passionate as the AEW fan?
The WWE fan is a different kind of fan. Isn't that fair to say?
Sure.
You know, I mean, the WWE fan is more of the entertainment first, a lot less of the wrestling purist.
So we could have went
know?
to this AEW thing last night.
I'm glad to be both.
But
I'm glad I love and enjoy and
But
completely
we could have
appreciate
went.
both companies.
But you're
so,
not going to drag my old ass to some stadium at 6 o'clock at night and me not get out till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that was a marathon.
That's a young man's thing, dude.
You
That's
know
not
what?
an old man's
And you
thing.
know what? Our eye in the sky for the Monte and the Pharaoh show who went. He's a young man. His shit got burnt out, and he told me, "Yeah, we got burnt out. 6+ hours of that crap, we were burnt. We were burnt out ourselves." So yeah, you and I would have been like, "Is there a pillow in the house?"
Yeah, sure.
Good
sure.
night. You know, what are you gonna do?
Jeff from Jeff Quest Graphics on the
Hey,
line. Jeff,
what's up,
good
Jeff?
to see you, bro. I'm glad to see you. You keep keeping it real. All right, brother.
Nice.
802. Adam Cole is over as their same with Brian.
I love Adam Cole. I love Adam Cole. Yeah, he's great. He's great. I got no complaints about Adam Cole. He's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites. I wouldn't have minded going to it, but like you said, you know, we're hardworking dudes. We work a lot of hours, and we got a lot going on. So, you know, I don't know if we would have been able to fit that one into our schedule. It is what it is.
WCW Syndicate says eventually Mike and Jimmy will tear themselves away from the WWE.
Nope.
No way.
Nope.
No
No,
way.
it will never happen. It'll never happen, and
Yeah, perfect example.
It'll never
Chris
happen.
Lee, AEW hits 1.2 million viewers, but guess what? 1.7 that Raw did against Monday Night Football.
right.
I mean,
mean,
AEW
we're still-
put together their best card they could
right.
possibly
Not-
humanly put
And
together.
not up against Monday Night Football.
Right.
And got almost 500,000 viewers less than the WWE who went up against Monday Night Football, because our champion
Yes.
is the tribal chief,
That's
is
right.
the needle mover, Roman Reigns.
And by the way, thoughts on this?
I love Roman
Have you
Reigns.
ever seen a champion
Yeah.
have 3 feuds at the same time?
That's great.
Big E,
Yeah,
the Demon,
yeah,
and Lesnar.
yeah.
How effing cool
You're
is
missing
that?
another one, though, too.
Go ahead.
Bobby Lashley.
That's right.
Because that shit got physical. You know what I mean? And Roman made sure. And by the way, once again, who's the last one standing? Who's the last one smirking at the camera? Who's the last one going, "Can I pretend this is my belt?"
Man.
Nobody's better than him. Nobody's better than him.
He slowly so tell the fans what you said to me today.
I've always, okay, I am in the minority, and so are you. We've
Right.
always been Roman Reigns supporters and fans. But what has happened with Roman Reigns over the last year, finally turning heel, the tribal chief, the bloodline, Paul Heyman, now Lesnar returning, the whole deal. Roman Reigns has moved into one of my all-time favorites. I love Roman Reigns.
I think I said a couple of weeks ago, he's probably my top 10.
I couldn't be more proud of him, too, because he took so much shit over the years. I couldn't be more proud of him.
So Stinger
He's
10
great.
says AEW only for marks. It's a mess, niche audience only.
Yeah,
I will
I
tell you,
understand
we were
what- I
speaking
understand.
about that. They
I
go
get it.
hard and heavy at things, and then they have to slow it down because they put so many of these really dangerous maneuvers in. It gets very slowed down and orchestrated, and it kind of ruins the the vibe of the match.
For us old school guys, when you stop and see somebody like, stop and like, okay, you're going to jump, I'm going to catch you. Yeah, that's kind of lame. And can we get this other point in real fast? All right, CM Punk is here. All right, Daniel Bryan is here. Anybody seen Orange Cassidy and Adam Page lately?
Wow.
So two WWE guys come in, the very company you claim to hate, and bump two of your homegrown favorites. And nobody's saying anything? Nobody's got a problem with it?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, isn't that?
It's true.
It's kind of funny, It's not as hypocritical as La Greca, but it's bordering on it.
Thoughts on the spot where Arn Anderson fell off the ring apron?
Look, I wasn't happy to see that.
That was downright embarrassing.
I wasn't
it wasn't
happy.
such a big deal, but it was like
I wasn't
it
happy
was a little
to
it was a little
see
embarrassing.
that. This is Arn Anderson. I don't know, man. The bottom line is that if you can't do anything physical anymore, don't.
That's right. Thank you.
Can I keep it simple?
Thank you.
Stupid. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. I mean, my God,
802 says Page is off because he had a baby.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on.
Okay, that's cool.
What happened to my wrestling world where wrestlers had a baby and they were back in the ring a day later?
What happened?
How many months do you have to take off because you had a baby?
Not to make a joke of this, but what happened to the back in our day when if a wrestler had a baby, he'd deny it? What are you talking about? That's not my kid. Back to the ring. You know what I mean? Ric Flair's probably got 30 of those.
Now World Championship Syndicate's mad. Never knock Arn, he says.
Look, we're not knocking him, but at the same time, that was
Jay
very
Bones,
uncomfortable to
best
see. That's all I'm
announced
saying.
team, Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan. So we'll finish off with two different surveys from the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Best announced team, and why don't they bring back managers?
Wow. Gorilla and Bobby, I could go with that. Although I also love Gorilla and a certain guy named Jesse.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I love that too. I also, of course, it's an easy pick, but JR and Jerry Lawler, Jerry the King. Come on.
All right, you're floating though. You gotta name a duo.
It's Gorilla and Bobby. It's Gorilla and Bobby to me. That it is. And what was the second one?
Well, hold on. Then I'm going to ask you greatest announcer of all time.
Gordon Soley.
I knew that was coming.
Gordon
Soley by himself.
Gordon Soley.
Lights out.
Gordon Soley.
And Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brainy.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hard for me to argue.
Yeah,
dude.
Gordon Soley. Forget about it. Gordon Soley. I felt like I was actually watching something like like a football game. He was so damn convincing.
Phil says Gorilla and Jesse. Hard to argue that one too. But
That's right there.
I'm going to go with. Listen, I'm a huge Jesse Ventura guy.
Yeah.
Probably he's in my top 10
Jesse's
as a
great.
wrestler and as
Jesse
a human being.
is fantastic. Yep.
But I'll go with Bobby and Gorilla. Okay.
Absolutely, Bobby.
What about Frederick Isaac, Sunglasses at Night? That's right. Go to www.montyandthepharaoh.com and get your own Monty and the Pharaoh sunglasses at night for $8.99. You can be just like the host of Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast.
Go for it.
So please go on and sign up for him, Frederick. Really appreciate
There
it.
you go, Freddie.
Managers. Why don't they bring back managers? Maria says, I liked Mean Gene. God, we love Mean Gene.
Mean Gene was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He's amazing. Why don't they bring back managers? It's a great question. I'd love to see more of them. I don't know why they don't bring back managers. Maybe they don't feel there's a need for them, but they couldn't be more wrong, A splendid example was the Authors of Pain and how well they did when they had Ellering with them.
Yes.
And then they brought them up, and where's Ellering? What are you doing? And they completely capsized. That ship went bloop.
We were just talking about Brian
Keith
Pillman
Lee
Jr.
possibly being managed by Adam Cole would have made Keith Lee's career.
Oh, absolutely.
It would have made Keith Lee's career.
We were talking about Brian. We were talking about
anyway.
Brian Pillman Jr. I'm not a big fan. You said you love him,
him.
and
I
one
like
thing
him a
we
lot.
did agree.
Yeah.
He needs someone to help him on a stick.
Possibly, yeah. Let's see what happens. I'm still not totally ready to, say he can't get it done on his own. I think he can, but, a great manager never hurts somebody.
All right, got a
Never
list of
hurts somebody.
802 says Captain Lou, Classy Fred, Mr. Fuji, Slick, Miss Elizabeth, Scary Sherry. Then we got Phil says Heenan, Albano, and the Grand Wizard. Chris Lee says bring back Damian Kane.
There you go. No.
That's a no. Anyway, so upcoming next Thursday, we have the regular Monte The Pharaoh show. And then on October 1st, which is Friday, I think at 11 a.m., Maddie, if I'm right, we've got Mega Powers Explode. We've got Randy Hogan, formerly from the WCW.
Right.
And
Randy.
along with his friend Macho Man. We actually had them on a Skype interview.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have
They're great.
ECW legend and is Sabu. Thoughts on Sabu?
Love Sabu. What a legend. I got to admit, though, I'm very nervous.
Why?
Sabu is a mysterious figure to me. You hear things, you don't know who the real Sabu is. I asked Rob, and Rob said he's a great guy with a huge heart, but that's to Rob. So I don't know what Sabu's going to be like. I'm actually nervous about it. I have massive respect for Sabu. So I'm really hoping, I always said, when you really appreciate somebody and then you meet them, if they don't disappoint you, it's even better. God, I hope he's cool, because I don't know what to think about Sabu. He's very mysterious to me.
He's been having a tough go of it.
That I do know.
So
that I do know.
We look forward to having Sabu. And so again, guys, let's not forget this Tuesday we've got Tuesdays with Tony Atlas.
Nice.
That is episode number 2.
Awesome.
Thursday, Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Well, let me start over, and then Friday. You have This Week in Pro Wrestling. So it's this Friday, This Week in Pro Wrestling. Mm-hmm. Tuesdays with Tony Atlas. Mm-hmm. Then you've got Monte The Pharaoh, Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast on Thursday. Then you've got Friday again, This Week in Pro Wrestling. And Friday we've got Mega Powers 2.0 and Sabu. Again, we're so glad that you guys joined us, and we're always honored to have you on board. It's always our pleasure. Pharaoh, you want to send us out, my friend?
Yeah, I want to thank our fans. From the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my partner's heart, this suspension was absolute BS from YouTube, and it was amazing. And I kept saying to you when we were under suspension, I said, they'll be there for us. Our people will be there. Our fans that we love so much, our viewers that we love so much, they will be there, and they will be back in droves. And that's exactly what you guys have done. So thank you all. And until next week, this is the Pharaoh. Later.
On 802 Baby Doll coming up.